Okay, here we go. Right, now this is something I've been meaning to do for quite a while actually, just give these lines, different lines a test. I mean, they come out and they tell you the thickness and the strength and everything else on the line, which is fine. Obviously some of these spools of line are a hell of a lot more expensive than others, okay. The Daiwa sensor being a prime example, cheap as chips, okay. You get about 25 miles on there for about $5.99 or something, so yeah. And then you get the Shimano Technium, which is a hell of a lot more expensive, about 30 quid a spool. You get a little bit more line, it's a little bit thinner. But what's the main difference? Okay, the main difference we shall find out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a little bit of a check up with a digital measuring stick here, and we'll see what we got. Now just clean those jaws. Okay, zero that down. Well, that's definitely zeroed. Okay, this one says it's 0205. Right, so if we just give that a little bit of a check. That says it's 016. Something wrong here, I think. Hang on. That's -2. Zero that. Come on. Stop messing about. Right, measure that. Well, it's still saying it's fine than what it says. 017. 018. 019, it's getting thicker as it goes down the line. 017. So I dare say it's probably a little bit of a wobble in my caliper. It's coming out about 018 and it says it's 020. Right, the dial sensor, on the other hand, let's give this a check. Make sure that's zeroed. The dial sensor says it's what does it say? It says it's 026 for the same breaking strainer line. And that says 022. So as you can see, my caliper's showing it's a little bit thinner than what it actually states, but that's saying 018, that's showing 022. Okay, so anyway, what we got now is what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a simple say a simple figure 8 loop, okay, using one of these gizmos. Right, so I'm going to tie them exactly the same way, right, exactly the same way in each one. Alright, I'll pop it off of there, wet it, pull it up, make sure both ends are pulled up so the knot's nice and tight. He says still being all thumbs. Okay, I'm happy with that knot. That knot is strong as it could be. Right, this is £8 breaking strain, so this should take quite a bit of break. Well, that broke like cotton, so okay. Now we do the same thing with the Technium. Bearing in mind this is a hell of a lot more expensive. Same knot. Slip it over the top. I must say immediately I can tell that this knot's so much nicer. Okay, we can do the same thing. I'm going to pull it like crazy. It's cutting into my hand already. It snapped, but it didn't snap. It didn't snap at the knot. So I'm going to try that again. Because well and truly that should have snapped at the knot, but it didn't. So we'll try that again. 1, 2, 3. Slide it over, wet it, pull it tight. Now pull like crazy. Oh, it snaps, and it didn't snap at the knot. So that took a hell of a lot more braking than the double sensor. So is it worth more? Definitely. If you want to, it's a finer line, it's far superior in knot strength and everything. It ties up better. Everything else about it is far superior to the sensor, but as I say again, that is cheap as chips. You get, I don't know, about a mile or so of line for about $5.99, $6.99, something like that. Anyway, now we move on. If we move on to, let's move on to the high-tech links. Let's clear that crap off of there. Now we've got the reflow power line. It's a bit notorious for being a little bit thicker than what it normally says it is. Okay, so we're going to give it a test on the old digital measuring stick. Okay, that's zeroed. And this is 015 apparently. Sorry, close it down. What's going on? That says 014. So yes, my caliper needs calibrating. But it says 014. Okay, that says 014. Now we've got the same thickness here in the Guru end gauge, which is probably a slightly more modern line. I mean, that reflow has been around for about 20 years. So let's give that a little test to see how thick that is. Now this caliper's telling me that's 012. I'm not squeezing it or anything, I'm just shutting the calipers down. I've got no affiliation to anyone. 013. Okay, so 012, 013, it's telling me 013, I'd say. So the 015, my caliper is telling me that is, you know, it's finer than this. We'll check this one again, the reflow, and we'll see. Yeah, it's 014. So the end gauge is finer, even though they're both supposed to be the same thickness. Okay, this is supposed to be £5 14 ounces, where the end gauge is supposed to be £5. So that's supposed to be almost a pound, all but an ounce or two stronger. Right, now we can do the same thing again, same test again. What I'm going to do is just do the same figure eight loop as I did with the real lines, tied in exactly the same way. Wet it, pull it tight, make sure both ends are snugged up. Where's the other end gone? Lost it, there it is. Okay, make sure both ends are locked up, and then we'll just give that a tug and we'll see what this is supposed to be. That's quite strong, that's very strong. Yep, quite strong, not quite as strong as the Technium, but then again it's only £5 14 ounce braking strain. Not bad. Now the Guru for the same thickness is supposed to be almost a pound lighter in braking strain. So we do the same test with this. I can feel it actually feels smoother, and it does feel smoother in my hand. Same thing. Right, let's make sure we do the same thing. 1, 2, and then through. Put it down. Slip it off. Wet it. Make sure both ends are pulled up nicely on that knot. Okay. Now we're going to give that a good test. Pull it tight. Oh, yep, that broke around about the same as the reflow. too bad at all. Okay, I've got two other reel lines over here. We've got the Guru Pulse. Yeah, it's alright, it's a floating line, it's not too bad, it's 018 in thickness, it's a 4 pound breaking strain, so it says there. Okay, so I'm going to check the thickness with the digital gauge. .015 it says there, according to my caliper, 015, even though it says it's 018. Now I've got another one here, the Maver Jurassic line. Now this says it's 016, so it's a little bit finer than the Pulse, but it does say it's 5 pound 9 ounces, so it's almost 2 pound breaking strain stronger, apparently. So we'll put that on the gauge. 012, it says it is finer. Yeah. So my gauge maybe needs a new battery, I don't know, but it's not coming out to telling me that it's the same as that. But it's telling me that this is definitely finer than the Guru, even though it says it's 2 pound breaking strain higher. Right. Now what I'll do first, I'll check the Guru first. We're just going to tie the figure 8 loop in there. This is the Guru, figure 8 loop going in. Tied exactly the same. Slide it off. Wet it on my tongue, pull it up, make sure both ends are pulled up on the knot. Okay, and then we're going to give that the strength test now. I'm going to pull that. Quite strong. It's not bad. It's very good. It's very, very good actually. Yeah, it broke, but that took some effort. That took some effort to break that. It really did. I'd say the knot strength on that is as good as the 8 pound on the Technium. That took some effort to break. Okay, now we're going to go with the Jurassic Maver. As we know, it's finer than the other stuff. Right, I'm going to do the same knot. Nope, I'm getting the right tangle here. Look at this. In fact, that Maver, that Guru line didn't actually snap on the knot. It snapped down the line, similar to what the Technium was doing. Okay, so this is the Maver Jurassic. Same knot going on. Wet it and pull it up. Make sure both ends are pulled up quite nicely. Make sure it's nice and tied up nice and tight. Good. Now we'll give that a tug. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That didn't take any tug at all. Nothing whatsoever. Let's do that again. Okay. Right, that's the knot nicely tied up. Give it a tug. That didn't take anything. If anything, I'd say that was less than 1 pound breaking strain to break that. That was ridiculous. That was absolutely diabolical. That one of the reasons that sort of spurred me on to make this video is that I'll pick this up to use it as real line, thinking it would be better maybe than the Pulse, the Guru Pulse. You know, 3 tests now. 3 tests, make sure the knot's fine, good. Little pull. And that was just, I'd say, you know, if something can break like butter, not exactly a good analogy, but that is the worst line I have ever tested in my whole life. I hope some people have found some use out of this, but you know, this stuff, it took some breaking. In fact, I'm going to do one more test with the Guru line. Okay, I'm going to put another figure 8 loop in there. And give it a wet. Right, knots all tied up nice and tight. And that took some breaking. And that's only a 4-pound breaking strain line. So, there you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Cheap as chips. Pretty good stuff. Great stuff, but a hell of a lot thicker than what it says. Anyway, thanks for watching.